That's 500-pound cord. It should not break like that. That is bizarre. Did the rocket crash into something?
You had mentioned 500 pounds of pressure.
The shock cord in the rocket, which could withstand more than 500 pounds of force, was sheared completely in two. It's more than 10 times, it's really about 100 times more stronger than it needs to be. And so this cord looked like it was cut cleanly, right in the middle. There's no burn marks, and it's like it was just cut cleanly. I've never seen anything like that
You've
before.
launched a lot of rockets in your career.
A lot of rockets.
Never seen anything like that.
Never seen anything. Now, I've seen shoot cords break, but they're usually burned, and it looks like it was just smoothly sheared, and I don't understand that.
Well, in review, we watched you find something that might actually explain it, and some other incredible results, and I want to talk about those next, because your night was not over.
Great.
When the team launched a rocket, they were hoping to come in contact with something that might help explain the blob. Well, they may have very much succeeded. Trying to figure out what could possibly explain this incredible phenomenon with the tearing of that rocket cord. In analyzing the data, you saw something very significant. Before we talk about what that image was and what it might mean, I want to talk about the technology itself, because we've kind of glossed over this incredible creation that you've made, this Metaframe technology. You invented this technology that I know a lot of people would want to get their hands on it.
Right, this is an image processing or video data processing tool. You know, so often we have these fleeting events that may last for the equivalent of one frame, and, you know, most of the time we're likely to miss that sort of thing. And what if we do sort of a combination of long exposure and time lapse with some math in between to help really bring out the details? Well, that's what Metaframe does for us.
Fair to say that your work here on the ranch, it kind of almost necessitated an invention like this through trial and error of you just wishing you could capture a moment like that.
Yeah, I think you're referring to one of the events that we caught during the rocket exercise and everything else we had going on at the Triangle.
Absolutely. This stunning moment. Talk about the timeline in terms of when we see this image, what was happening exactly during the experiment.
Right, so in the moment, we launched the rocket. The rocket goes up, it looks like it's going to be normal. We hear the chute charge go, but then we hear something come down faster than it should have, and we realize that the shock cord separated, and we didn't really know what was going on and what could have caused it. And so then we see this flash in the Metaframe appear, and that's about the time we see the rocket coming down in two pieces.
And this will be playing back like a time lapse.
That looks like a rocket launch.
Whoa. Then that big flash is our rocket motor burning. But then notice this light right here.
What is that?
That's crazy, dude.
The timing of this feature in the video record with what happened to that cord,
yeah,
really raises questions for me.
That's a good point, Eric. You may have caught whatever caused the rocket to tear itself apart.
So flash is shorthand for energetic event. And I think an energetic event is a good description of something that would rip that cord apart, you know, with the kind of force you've described. You know, look, there's something up there besides the rocket, and we're just beginning to get a glimpse of it.
So I think we're maybe getting some more evidence to stack up that some energetic event is happening that may be connected to the failure of these rockets.
If it wasn't for Eric's proprietary technology platform, we wouldn't have captured it. And Eric is going to be putting into service even more this year as we launch into these other experiments.
We will never do another experiment where Metaframe isn't running on multiple systems.
Awesome. We started this discussion talking about the potential goals of an experiment like this, and in trying to define what the blob might be. Is it its own thing? Is it related to the bubble? Where do we stand now after what we just saw?
I tend to think that what we've been calling the blob may be kind of a cross-section of something much larger, or a sampling of it. But, you know, it's tempting to think of things like these structures in the data as maybe giving us a picture of what could be the nervous system of the phenomenon itself.
Well put.
Yeah, really well put.
Brilliantly stated.